Hello, welcome to Sound and Fury Book Reviews. As usual, I'm Tina. Today I'm doing my wrap up for April and my what's up for May, where I talk about what I read in April and what I'm going to read in May. So May is the May the 4th Read With You readathon. I'm going to provide a link to Eric at Break Even Books' video about it down below, but it's a really fun readathon. It's very chill, it's very casual. It's like a build a character readathon, so your character gets built based on like the prompts that you pick. I will admit I have not decided if I'm actually going to do it yet because I haven't had any time to sit down and actually like look at the prompts and see if the books that I have on my TBR, because as you know, I am a TBR reader very, very exclusively, will match the prompts. So that's that's always my dilemma. I'm like, can I make the books match the prompts? Because I have a lot of books to catch up on this month or next month, because this month was, I had a couple big chonkers that I had to get through, and they actually really put me a little bit behind. So, but I'm going to go into it now. So this was really hard to kind of rank because I always go through the books based on kind of what I like the least and then what I like the most, because there were a lot of just really solid books that I kind of felt the same about, and then the top three books were all equal to me, so I just kind of went with one at random. So starting with the one that I liked the least, and that was Lagrange 5. This was a classic sci-fi. Normally these sit kind of in the middle of the pack for me, but this one was just, I don't know. You can check out my review, but this one just didn't really work for me on a lot of levels. And then there's Run Like Hell. So as I said, like all these kind of ones in the center are all like 4-star reads to me. So this is a really kind of like gory and visceral cyberpunk for the self-published science fiction competition where I'm a judge. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great. I just, I have to rank these somehow. And so the one that's kind of on the same level as it, I would think, is the Cataphract Oath. I really liked that one too. Very different kind of book. In fact, I would argue it's more of a fantasy, and that one's about these giant kind of mechs that run on alchemy. It's really cool. Then there's Left Hand of Dog. So I didn't actually provide a review of this one, but we're going to be talking about it on the Interstellar Book Club's live show next in a couple weeks. And so this one was about this woman and her dog, and they get kidnapped and they're taken up into this spaceship, and it's just like a really fun kind of a romp. It's entertaining. It's very light and cozy. Then there's The Last Contract of Asako. This was about a mercenary, a corporate mercenary in her like 50s, and she's starting to get to be too old apparently to do her job, and so she's doing one last job, and it's very much a murder mystery actually, but it has some interesting things about it. I thought it was good. I didn't love it, and I found it, I don't know. I have complex feelings about this book. And then we have the next three that are all 5-star reads for me. I really enjoyed all three of these. I thought they're all excellent. They're all just so different. So there's We Burn So Bright. This is a post-apocalyptic kind of, a black hole is coming, and so the world is, the same essentially until the last little bit. But it's this old couple, and they're going on a road trip across the states to deal with some unfinished business before the black hole comes. It's very melancholy. It's very much a story about how humans react to crisis, and it's really good. And then there's Demon's Ruin, which I really love. This was the third part of the Bloodwood saga. I just adore this series. I think it's so much fun. It's so entertaining. I really like the characters, and I really like the world building. It's a great fantasy book. And then we have the book I'm just going to give it to it because I thought it was really good. The Temptation of Charlotte North. This is a kind of gothic historical fiction. It's about a small isolated community, I believe off the coast of Norway, on an island. And there is a family of a bunch of sisters, and one of them starts hearing this thing that she calls the knocker because it knocks on the walls, and what this thing is very interesting, and it's good. I really liked it. It had a kind of stilted way of writing, but I think that actually helped with the kind of the feel of the story. Anyway, you can check out my review of it if I stick to my posting schedule. The review was yesterday. It better be, or this doesn't make any sense, this wrap up. So yeah. Okay, so I also want to shout out a couple books that are coming out this month coming up, or they just came out. So the first is The Swordess. This is actually like kind of a middle grade, like older middle grade kind of fantasy book about this girl who gets sucked into this kind of medieval world. It's really fun. It's cute. Yeah, I really liked it. And then there's a couple books coming out this month, as I said. So there is 8 Point Across. I've talked about 8 Point Across before on my channel, but I am a friend of the author, and she wrote this absolute stunner of a historical fiction about the Siege of Malta, and it's a trilogy, and the first book is re-releasing this month on the 12th. If you love historical fiction and you really like big, chunky, beefy books with great characters and awesome kind of battle scenes and stuff, it is, and like amazing historical detail, you should totally pre-order it. It's really good. The cover's really cool. It's got an updated cover, so yeah, there's that one. And then there's Something on Your Mind. This is a weird book. It's so interesting though, and it's about this boy, and he gets this boy, he's a young man, he's like 20 or something, and he gets this diagnosis of that he has like a brain tumor, and so he doesn't tell his friends, but he's like, I want to do one big trip, and so they're like, okay, and so they all go to Los Angeles, and it's just kind of like a fever dream kind of novel with all this weird stuff. There's like a graphic novel portion in the middle of it. It's really cool. If you like books that are just like kind of weird and out there and very much very trippy, you should check it out. It's really cool. That's coming out at the end of the month. So yeah. So, as I said, I got behind a bit this month due to the two chonkers. Demon's Ruin is like 600 plus pages, and Last Contract of Asako is 550 pages. So, yeah, they did slow me down. I'm also so close to finishing the book that I've mentioned before on this channel that I'm writing, and so I've just been kind of distracted by that as well. So I have to do 5 more SPSFC books before May 12th. At least one of them I'm currently listening to on audio, so that's good. There's one of them out of the way. But I got to read 4 more plus my other stuff. So they might push out a few of the other titles this month into June, but we will see. I'm going to try to crack down and read a bit more this month. We'll see. So there's Syncopation. I talked about this book before. I never got around to it. It is a poetry book. I should just read it. Poetry I can probably read in like an hour, but I've got so many other things going on. So I do plan on getting to this one soon. Maybe I'll read it this weekend. And then there's, so I talked about these ones before. So there's The Girl in the Tomb, and this is a kind of mechs have taken over, or AI has taken over the world kind of thing, I think. This is one of the SPSFC books. Another one is Artificial Selection. This is one I listened to on an audiobook. This one is a mystery, and it's about this woman working with an AI to uncover like this really weird kind of mystery. It's interesting. I like it. And then there's Simulated Selves. I think this is like a virtual reality one. And then there's Seeds of Dissolution. I can't remember what this is about at all. And then, yeah, so there's another one too. I can't even remember what the other one is. Anyway, I'll put it up here. Yeah, can't remember what it's about though. Actually, no, I think I remember this about. It's about something about like there's like this future where there's like a church and state situation where the church is like controlling everything, and then there's like I think it has something to do with that. Sounds interesting. Anyway, yeah, just because I can't remember what these are about doesn't mean I'm not interested in reading them. I just can't remember anything. A perimenopause maybe, who knows. Okay, so of the books that I have to read for NetGalley, some of these might get pushed into June's review. I'm going to try not to. A few of them are shorter, so hopefully not. But anyway, we have Plastic Prism Void, which is, I think, like a love story across parallel dimensions. So I'm very interested in that. That sounds cool. I don't know. It seems kind of like, it looks kind of weird, and I love kind of weird, quirky books, so it sounds neat. Then there's Ode to the Half Broken. So this one was supposed to be released a couple months ago, but luckily they moved the release date, so that gave me more time to read it. And this is about a robot at the end of the world, and it has like I think there's a dog. I don't know. Anyway, I'm very excited for this one because I do like that concept. Then there's Dead Weight. This is a translation, I believe, an Icelandic book. I think it's about a woman, and there's this cat that shows up at her house, and then she has to rescue someone else, but it's like a horror book. Anyway, the cover is very intriguing, so I'm interested in all of these. I keep saying that. Then there's Bone of My Bone, which I am so excited about because I've been waiting for this one for a long time. I can't wait to get started on this one. It's about necromancers. It's about lesbians. That's all you need to know. And Joanna Van Veen, whom I loved her other 2 books. There's The Field Guide to the Formerly Villainous, which I believe is like a cozy book. I can't remember. I'm going to read a classic sci-fi. There's also Hopelessly Necromantic, which is a love story. I do like a romance once in a while, especially if it features apparently like necromancers. I don't know why that's my deal, but whatever. You can psychoanalyze me all you want. And then there's Heaven's Gate, I believe, Graveyard, Heaven's Graveyard. And this is, I think, a kind of sequel to one I really loved last year called Idlefire. So that was a fantasy book, like a quest fantasy. And this one I think is set hundreds of years later, so it doesn't follow the same story, but I believe it's set in the same world. And I'm really excited for that one too. I am nervous because Bone of My Bone I'm so excited for, and so is Heaven's Graveyard. Which one will be my favorite book of the month? I don't know. Maybe I'll have to push Heaven's Graveyard into June to give it a chance, or maybe we'll have to see, because yeah, I would love to have both of those as my favorite books of the month if they're good. And if the other ones don't, none of the other ones like blow me away, because who knows? Sometimes, I'm like, oh yeah, this book will be like a good decent book, and then I'm like, this is the best book I've ever read. So, I'm rambling now, and I will stop. Let me know in the comments what your favorite book of April was. And yeah.